What is that?
You go into a bar, you're sitting there having a drink or whatever, a restaurant, a bar, and all of a sudden you get up to go to the bathroom, and the next thing you know, you're in your house surrounded by a bunch of thugs and getting your computer and cleaning out your bank account, taking all your stuff, all your ID, everything that's valuable, and they just leave you.
What, they drug them or something?
Yeah, they're getting drugged. They had a guy on there saying, I don't know what happened. He said, the last thing I remember was going to the bathroom, and next thing you know, I woke up in my house. They were telling me, get on the computer.
Slipping the Mickeys, huh?
Yep, slipping the Mickey.
You reckon the bartender got anything to do with it?
They don't know. They're trying to figure out whether it's the bartender or it's people there, or they were getting, or somebody hit them with a needle in the bathroom. They don't know.
Dang.
And it's happening in Buckhead down there. I think they got like 11 cases of it so far. And Buckhead is like one of the most prominent areas in Atlanta. The most money's around there.
Yeah, that's where Johnny goes when he goes to Atlanta.
Oh, yeah, Big Buck Johnny. That's right. He can't hide money.
Yeah, and he goes to the bars, too.
Yeah, well, if he turns up missing, we'll know where he's at.
You'll be looking at a picture of him on the 6 o'clock news. This man had his ass beaten in Buckhead.
Boy, he'd be ticked off they stole his e-bike.
Yeah, Johnny's picture will be on a bottle of vodka.
Yeah.
I hope he ain't listening.
That'd be all right, too. Uncle X, vodka.
He's proud of that hawk.
Yeah.
Yeah, and where do you think all these people are coming? That's what they do in the foreign countries over there. That's what they do to you. You go in a bar over there, they kidnap you. They drug you and they kidnap you.
Yeah, they ought to set up a good sting for that.
Hey, aren't they using those little e-bikes up in New York City, robbing people? Using mini bikes. Yeah, they're running around on the sidewalks with them and grabbing purses.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, did you see that woman they did that to? They dragged her down the sidewalk, smacked her into a parking meter.
Yeah, almost newcomers. Hey, Tony.
They're just trying to make a little money. They only got $12,000 on their card.
I like the guns from the hood that's got the black electrical tape around the grip.
Yeah, right. Ain't that a good one?
Jesus. Yeah, they could set up a good sting and have some people waiting at somebody's house and let them go to the bar and sit there and, fake it.
Yeah, maybe they'll be working on it. The guy on the news said when he went to the police, they weren't too interested.
Huh. Maybe they all in it.
Yeah, they don't want to do nothing sometimes. A friend of mine was in the heavy equipment business, and he was supposed to meet a guy at his yard. The guy was bringing a check over to him for, like $80,000 for a piece of equipment. And the guy called him up. He says, "Hey, Phil, how come you want to meet me at the bank over there for that?" He says, "What?" He said, "What are you talking about? I never said." He goes, "Yeah, you emailed me. I got your email. I'll send it to you." They hacked in his email and took over his identity, and they were going to get the check for the damn thing, and cash it, and before you intercept it. So Phil went to the police up there in Alpharetta, and they didn't want to do nothing.
Dang.
Yeah, he said, this happens all the time. He goes, they'll never show up. He says, yeah, the guy's supposed to meet us at the bank over here at, whatever diamond stuff it was. He said, no, they'll never show up.
Imagine going to an ATM.
Yeah, imagine that, ATM too.
Whoa. Sometimes.
Just bees that way.
They remodeled our bank here in the city, and they moved the ATM to the back of the building as a drive-through deal. That didn't seem too smart to me. It used to be right out front on the main street.
Darn. Somebody's got a street light over it. that they can shoot out.
They get creative. In Atlanta, one time a guy stole a backhoe from a construction site and ripped it out of the building.
That'd be creative. I think I've seen that one on TV.
Yeah, they did that in a few places, but I remember the one in Atlanta, they did that. And then another time, the guy, they robbed an armored car down there in Buckhead, and the guy had a pickup truck with a bunch of bales of pine straw in the back of it, and was laying in the back of it in the pine straw with a sniper rifle and shot the damn guards when they opened the door. Shot the guards. They ran over and grabbed the damn money, and I don't think they ever found them. They found the truck down the road burned up.
The gas station just outside this neighborhood I live in here, and they backed up out of the front door with a four-wheel drive dually truck and run chains through the windows, wrapped it around the ATM, and drug it down the road a mile into a ditch, and then hoisted it up with a crane, I guess, and drove away with it.
Dang. Well, I'm going to get me a trunk monkey.
Yeah, you need a trunk monkey. They did that to me over at the gun shop one time. They were to build a cinder block, and they had a truck, and they kept bouncing off the cinder blocks, so they knocked the door and the cinder blocks in and everything to get in.
Hey, did you see the one where the two guys was trying to they were throwing a brick through the front window, and it kept bouncing off? And one of them's buddy picked up a brick and went to throw it through the window and slapped him right upside the head with it, knocked him out.
Yeah, seen that one.
Yeah, some dude threw a brick and it missed and hit his girlfriend in the head and knocked her, might have killed her. That was on YouTube.
Yeah, that's probably the one he's talking about.
Yeah. Something went wrong and it hit her in the head.
Another guy I know in Roswell had a gun store, and he had deadbolts on the entrances and bars on the windows, and they had the key. It was keyed from both sides, so if you were in the store, you couldn't get out if the door was locked. And they went in at night. This guy went up on a roof, and he cut a hole through the roof and dropped down through the drop ceiling to get into the store, but he couldn't get back out. They caught him.
He got stuck.
Yeah, he was locked in the store because he couldn't get back up to the roof. You know, he dropped like, the ceiling was like 10 foot or something, and he couldn't, there was nothing to stand on, no ladder or nothing to get up there to get back up because he thought he was going to drop through, grab the stuff, and then open the door and run out the door, but the door wouldn't open.
So he was stuck there till the cops got there.
Yeah, the alarm went off and stuff and everything, and then the cops came, and then they had to call him for the key holder.
Wow.
And then they had another one in Atlanta one time. The guy was stuck. I don't know if it was a Waffle House or some restaurant. The guy was stuck in a grill and a damn chimney. He went through the roof and down the chimney, and he got stuck in there.
Thought he was Santa Claus.
That'd been a good time to start cooking some eggs.
Criminals are dumb, you know?
Yeah.
Didn't they get on their cell phone and call for help?
Yeah, I saw one where it was a crackhead. Somebody sold them baking soda. They called the cops. She was out there telling the cops she was trying to buy some crack, and they ripped her off. And the lady that ripped her off said, I don't know what she's talking about. What do you do?
N4WQR.
L4ZB. WB4KW.
N4AZE.
LBUEZK.